Let's do this. Hey, everybody, welcome to week 5 of the NFL season. And if this is your first time tuning into the show, my name is Juan Rodriguez of the Great American Sports Network. Been over here for at least a couple months now, and I enjoy doing these videos weekly. You can always catch me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. when me and my brother, we do the Silver and Bro show, where we recap the Raider game from the week before and we look ahead to the next matchup in the coming week ahead. And every Wednesday, same station, same time. The only difference is, as I mentioned, it is a weekly prediction show. So as always, welcome. And for the people that are coming back, welcome back. And as always, if you guys have comments or anything that you would like to get on the show, um, write them down, mark them down, and we'll get to them as quickly as possible. But other than that, let's get this show rolling. Before I do my picks, I always like to talk about the three negatives and the three positives for the week before. So, me personally, I always like to start with the negatives because I always want to end on a good note. So, first negative. Oh, I think we got a little troublemaker in our hand. First negative. The Houston Texans. Look, there's no sugarcoating about this. They did fire their head coach. They did, you know, they finally did what they had to do. They had to fire Bill O'Brien. They had to fire the. He was just ruining it for everybody there, and we just found out today he got into an altercation with J.J. Watt before the week game coming up against the Steelers, and it was just time for him to go. And it was just time for him to go. I mean, the moves he did was just unbearable. He couldn't find a left tackle, so he gave away the future for Jeremy Tunsil, who's not a bad left tackle, but you gave up the whole farm in last year or this year's draft class. You have no ones and nor twos. Um, you have no cap heading into this offseason because you've already spent a lot of money this offseason. So you got nothing going for you next offseason. And then lastly, you traded away arguably the best wide receiver in the game today. So I don't know what the general manager's plans are, or I don't know what the owner's plans are as far as general manager and the new head coach. I do know that they already put the interim head coach in place, which is Romeo Crennel. He does have coaching experience as a head coach, so that was a good idea at the time. But it's just all evaluation now for the Texan staff, and then it's just the waiting game now. So usually when you do this kind of move, the season is you're kind of throwing in the towel. And at this rate, the Texans are throwing in the towel. We'll see what happens. Maybe they do get a quick spark, and maybe they can turn it around. But we'll see what happens. So that's the first negative. The second one. Look, it's a serious issue going around America right now. I understand the survival rate is great, but we still have to be safe out there. It's this whole, pandemic, COVID-19, everything about it. Look, the Titans are probably about to get hammered. The Raiders are probably going to get hammered. Not just fines anymore, but we're talking about draft picks. We're talking about a shape of the draft next year. And I know it's hard. I know it must be hard to wear a mask and be coaching on the sidelines, but it's just a little bit part of your time for the day. Look, the Raiders just got hit with fines this past week with the whole charity event, with the whole Darren Waller's charity event. I think Waller, Carr got hit with fines. John Gruden got hit back-to-back weeks with fines already with mask. And the Titans are now up to 22 people, players and staff, with COVID-19. Look, Stephon Gilmore got it. Cam Newton got it. All we're asking is we're trying to have a season. So let's just try to be safe about it. And that goes to the fans too. Just be smart about it, be safe about it. And to the players, I hope you guys are doing well. Just be safe out there. So that's the second negative. And the third one, Dwayne Haskins. So as we mentioned today, or as we saw today, he is now the third string quarterback. He went from starter to third string. It's that's kind of it. That's kind of how it goes. I don't fault him when he came in, this is sort of his third head coach. His first one got fired on early, and Jay Gruden. Then they brought in the interim. Then he got let go, and then they brought in Ron Rivera. He's seen enough. That's kind of it. I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking because at that time, coming out, he was one of the best quarterbacks coming out. Everybody loved his preparation and his mentality, but it just wasn't working out in Washington. And when you keep having all these turnovers as far as offensive coordinators and coaches, it's just not going to sit well. And that's the thing. There's more, and the trend is continuing where there's very few young quarterbacks that can take the league by storm. It's usually the other way around, where some of these young quarterbacks just fail early and they never get another chance. Dwayne Haskins the first. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants keep going the way they are. Daniel Jones might get cut here pretty soon or just get the can traded away. Baker's on the hot seat. He was just the number one pick a few years ago. So that's just the trend. A lot of these teams draft the quarterback early, then they kind of fail him in a way. Sam Darnold's another one. They fail him in a way early where it's like, oh well, the next guy that does come in, he usually wants his own guy. So that's kind of the bummer. So that's the third negative. I mean, honestly, just the whole COVID thing. Just be safe about it, and we'll see what happens. And moving on to the positives, it's gonna be weird, but it actually is the Houston Texans again. So somehow they are in the negative and the positive. The positive is, look, I know you have no cap for next offseason. You have no first or second round in next year's draft, but you got rid of the problem. The main problem was Bill O'Brien trading away Jadeveon Clowney for a picnic third round pick and trading away DeAndre for a fourth round pick and a running back who is probably already on his way out of the NFL, who's not doing much. And now it's really going to be up to the task of, Cal McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, to see really what he's going to do. As far as head coach, I'm not sure who's going to be out there, who's going to be available. I mean, the rumors are already swirling that Sweeney from Clemson is thinking about it. I don't think that's a possibility. So the head coaching job, I have no idea, but if I can give out one recommendation to the Houston Texans, should they see this, a general manager that I think would be really good to kind of get you out of cap, in a sense, cap hell, and to kind of mosey along with no high draft picks. I'm going to see if Reggie McKenzie's available. Look, he did it with the Raiders. He had, in his first year, he had no cap room and no draft picks. Then he cleared a bunch of cap, and then he got a bunch of picks back. And then he had that one run in 2016, which got him executive of the year. And I think this is the guy that, I'm not saying he's one of the best general manager options out there. I'm just saying for the Texans situation, you kind of want a guy like Reggie McKenzie who knows how to clear the cap and can kind of give you some bang for your buck on those late draft picks. So that's kind of my recommendation. That's the first positive, the Houston Texans. The second one, Joe Burrow. He finally got his first win, man. It was about time. He could have won it last week, but he tied with Philly, but he got it this week against the Jaguars. He beat Minshew Mania, and Joe Burrow got his first win of the NFL. And that's incredible. I mean, usually it is a little bit hard to get that first win, but overall, the first quarter of the year, he's been looking good. He's been looking good. Now it's just up to Cincinnati to keep building around him, keep getting him more weapons, more protection, and we'll see where it goes from here. But I think Cincinnati's got a good one. So congratulations to Joe Burrow. And the third one, Matt Rule. Look, back-to-back wins, and that is impressive. His offense is starting to come together. The defense is starting to show a little bit of life, but there's some more work to be done. But Matt Rule, back-to-back wins, rookie head coach. That's kind of impressive. It's impressive. I know it's like, oh, well, really, The first one, who he beat, but the second one, they beat the hot Arizona Cardinals. Now the Cardinals dropping two in a row. That's a great win. That's a great confidence booster for the Carolina Panthers, and we'll see what happens to them. But overall, that's the last positive. So, other than that, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments section. Do we have anything yet? No? All right. So, here we go. Prediction time. Last week, I went 11-4, but one of the games was postponed. So, that brings my total to the year 44 right, 18 wrong, one tie. One tie. Thanks a lot, Philly and Cincinnati. You ruined a bunch of parlays around the world. But anyway, here we go. Let's start off with week 5. Let's see if we can do a little better this week. I need to get back to that week 2 rating where I went 13-3. I need to get back to that. Double digits is nice, but I need a little bit higher than that. So let's go from here. Tomorrow, Thursday Night Football, week 5 kicks off with a matchup between the Buccaneers versus the Bears. So don't adjust your TV screens. Yes, these two quarterbacks did play against each other in the Super Bowl just a couple of years ago, and now they're on different teams. That's how quick the NFL goes, guys. That's how quick it goes. Look, the Bears made the switch from Mitchell Trubisky to Nick Foles. It doesn't really matter. The offense still did not look any way better with Nick Foles, and you can't go back to Mitchell Trubisky now because that's just kind of a slap in the face to the organization and to the fans out there. So I think the fans of Chicago just have to start getting used to just watch Nick Foles play and see what happens. Maybe he rides hot, maybe he goes cold, and we'll see what happens there. But the Buccaneers, the old man, threw 5 touchdown passes yesterday after throwing that pick 6, and that was incredible. The Buccaneers defense is tough. Tom Brady threw 5 TD passes. The offense is clicking on all cylinders. OJ Howard did go down. He is out for the year, so that means maybe him and Gronk can start reconnecting again. And we'll see what happens here. But for the first matchup, give me the Buccaneers over the Bears. I like the Bucs over the Bears. I just think Tampa Bay is going to be too much for Chicago to handle. So give me the Bucs. Then moving on to the first Sunday game, we got the Bengals going up against the Ravens. Joe Burrow got his first win. It's just unfortunate that, he's in a tough division where the Steelers are looking great and the Ravens are looking good too. And Joe Burrow is the future of Cincinnati. It's just going to take time to catch up with the Ravens and the Steelers. And it looks like the Browns are probably riding a hot streak right now. But in this matchup, give me the Ravens. Give me Lamar Jackson. I think the defense comes back stronger, and the Bengals just probably won't have any answers for Lamar Jackson in that offense. But give me the Ravens over the Bengals. Moving on to the third Sunday game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, or as I would like to call this, the last 10 years, the Kansas City Chiefs second bye. Look, there's no way I see the Chiefs dropping this one. This is a no-brainer. Should the Raiders win this, then I don't think the Chiefs even deserve to win the Super Bowl this year. They don't even deserve it. You cannot lose to the Raiders. No way. Look, the only chance I think the Raiders have winning this game is if Kansas City forgets they have to play Sunday. I think even if the second they step off the bus, the Chiefs win. Coin flip, they win. National anthem played, they've already won. Doesn't matter. I don't see trap here. After the last 2 weeks seeing the Raiders play, the defense couldn't stop a running water hose with a shut-off valve. So, no, I don't see them stopping the Chiefs here. Give me the Chiefs big on this one. Then moving on, we got the Bills going up against the Titans. Look, the Titans, they did get a bye week due to the whole COVID procedure. They did have to postpone the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bills on the road again after they were on the road in Vegas. Now they got to go to Tennessee. There's no word yet if this game is going to get postponed or not. I don't know what the wording is, but as far as I know, all these games are a go. All these games are going to be as scheduled. So, but The Titans are a nice story. They are 3-0, but they've been winning on the edge, like razor's edge, kind of playing with fire a little bit. And the Bills kind of have been showing that they are kind of the real deal with Josh Allen as the starting quarterback. As much as I like the Titans, I like the Bills a little bit more. Give me the Bills over the Titans. I think Josh Allen has another great performance, and I think Derrick Henry goes off, but I don't think it's going to be enough to where they can probably go toe to toe with the Bills. Give me the Bills over the Titans on this one. Then moving on to the next game, we got the Cardinals going up against the Jets. The Jets, as you all know, they're 0-4. Adam Gase is on the hot seat. Even after the Broncos lost last Thursday night, when they played that Thursday night against the Broncos, they had so many penalties, especially roughing the passer and personal fouls. They got to go up against Arizona. Arizona has dropped the last two. I don't know what the situation is there. Maybe they just came back to earth, and maybe hey, maybe those two. I wouldn't say a fluke, but maybe just a little bit of a high. But they came crashing down these last 2 weeks, and now they got to play a Jets team who is kind of depleted. And as we found out today, Joe Flacco is going to get the start. Sam Darnold is out because of I guess he injured his non-throwing shoulder, and we'll see what happens here. But I'm going to take the Cardinals over the Jets. I just think the Jets. It's not that the Cardinals are better than the Jets. I just think the Jets are just terrible. They're 0-4. They have no creativity. They have no pulse. They're just undisciplined, and it showed on last Thursday night. They're just an undisciplined football team, and that starts from the coaching. And I'm going to take the Cardinals, and I think the Cardinals get back on track. Give me the Cardinals over the Jets. Moving on, we actually have a game where we have two division leaders, where the Philadelphia Eagles take their 1-2-1 record, which is good for first in the NFC least, going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who did postpone their game against the Titans last week, taking their 3-0 record. Philadelphia has to go to Heinz Field. I mean, look, the Eagles' victory over the San Francisco 49ers, that was nice. That was good, but they did kind of play a banged-up 49er team, and they almost blew that one too. I don't think the Steelers let up here. Give me the Steelers over the Philadelphia Eagles. I like the Steelers' defense. The offense could use a little bit more work, especially on the running game. But I like the receivers. I don't think the secondary is ready for the receivers of Pittsburgh Steelers, and the defense is just gonna, they've been one of the best in getting to the quarterback the last couple of years, and that banged up offensive line for the Eagles. I don't know how they can hold these guys down. Give me the Steelers over the Eagles. Coming up next, we got the Jaguars going up against the Texans. I mentioned, the Jaguars' only win came against a divisional game, so maybe they can strike twice here. They're 1-3. They're going up against the Texans, who are 0-4. They just fired their head coach and their GM at the same time, who was the head coach, Bill O'Brien. It's kind of a tricky situation when you have that. And, it was just turmoil. The players revolted. Bill O'Brien's gone. But I'm going to go against the grain here. I think the Texans get their first win, and I think they get some positives in there. I think they finally start seeing the light, for a better lack of terms. I'm going to go Texans over the Jaguars. I think this is kind of going to be the game where it's we proved you wrong, Bill O'Brien type of game. Give me the Texans over the Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars. That nice victory was nice. That week 1 victory against the Colts, it was unexpected, but now they're looking like the team that looked like that was competing for the first pick in this year's drafts. And the Texans, not that far behind, especially at 0-4, but I like the Texans over the Jaguars. Moving on, we got the Rams going up against the Washington football team. As we mentioned, Washington just benched Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen is going to get the start. The Rams just, other than their one loss against the Bills, which they almost won had it not been for a pass interference call, they've looked good. They looked like the team a couple of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, a few years ago when they went to the big dance against the Patriots. And it looks like they're trying to compete for a 7th spot in the wild card. I like the Rams over Washington. I don't think I think what it's kind of indicating now is, Washington's going to try out all these quarterbacks, and if they feel like they got their man, good. If not, then get ready, Washington. You're getting another quarterback in the first round, or maybe free agency, but we'll see what happens here. But in this week's case, I like the Rams over the Washington football team. Moving on, we got the Carolina Panthers going up against the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are 0-4. This They played on Monday night, and that was the only game where they didn't have a lead, and they blew it. So they actually lost the whole. They didn't blow a lead this time. So that's 4 straight in the row that they dropped, and the Panthers are on a 2-game winning streak right now. And right now, I'm going to go with the hot hand. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers over Atlanta. Look, Atlanta's banged up. Julio Jones may be out again. Christian McCaffrey might be coming back. I don't think it's this week, but pretty soon. And we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to go with the hot hand. I'm going to go with Carolina over the Atlanta Falcons. I like the Panthers. I think these guys are just going to continue their hot streak. So moving on to the next game, we got the Miami Dolphins going up against the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, rare defeat at home. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, who are now the division leaders because of that crazy division of the NFC East. But whatever the case may be, the 49ers, they're back at home. They got the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to get the start. There was rumors Tua might have gotten the start, but I don't think he's I think they're still comfortable with Fitzpatrick, especially with this 49ers defense. Jimmy Garoppolo seems like he might be coming back. A bunch of players might be coming back soon that were hurt for the San Francisco 49ers. They might be coming back, but either case, the Dolphins are really banged up, and the 49ers' talent is just a little bit better. So give me the 49ers over the Dolphins on this one. Then moving on, we got the Denver Broncos going up against the Patriots. The Broncos got their first win last Thursday against the New York Jets. The question's still out there for Drew Lock. We don't know if he's coming back. Rippon might get the start again. We don't know about Cam. We don't know about Cam Newton's situation yet. So it looked like it might be Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer. Look, the Patriots did not look good Monday night. They did not look good. The defense did everything they could to kind of hold Kansas City down. It just wasn't enough. The offense just kept turning the ball over, and they just kept making mistakes offensively. So I don't know in this situation whether they want to go with the guy who has the experience or see what you got in Jarrett Stidham, who was supposed to be your starter. So, but in this case, I'm actually going to go with the Patriots. The Broncos are still kind of bagged up defensively, and the Patriots, they're going to find a way, especially in Foxborough, to win at home. Give me the Patriots over the Broncos. And then here we go. This is going to be one of the best games of the week. We got the New York Giants going up against the Dallas Cowboys, America's darlings. So the Giants, no secret, they stink. They're 0-4. It's just what it is, man. There's no heartbeat. They can't stop anything. And same thing with Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys can put up all these points, but the defense gives up just as much. What's crazy to me for Dallas defense is that Baker Mayfield only threw for 168 yards, but the Cleveland Browns in total rushed for 307 yards. So basically, if you look at it in that perspective, each running back gained 100 yards, and that was without Nick Chubb. Look, Dallas is a very disappointing story, to say the least, so far this year. The Giants are still the Giants. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if Joe Judge, he's going to get his time, but we're not sure if he's sold on, Daniel Jones. And as far as Dallas goes, the defense that's the defense you're going to play with, and they have to score 50 to even have a shot. But I think in this case, I think they can get past the Giants. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys over the New York Giants, or so help me, because then I don't know what to say about Dallas, because right now it just seems that 1-3. Jason Garrett never went 1-3, but he was the problem. So We'll see. We got the Colts going up against the Browns. This is going to be an interesting matchup. The Colts, statistically, right now, do have the number one defense. Their defense just came out of nowhere. Darius Leonard is the leader of the group. The Browns, they're a nice Cinderella story. They're 3-1. You know, their three teams kind of, their records, when you look at it, isn't really impressive. So I don't know whether to believe on the hype or whether to go for the sure thing. You know, the offense really hasn't. The Colts offense is very well balanced. It's just nothing to scare you. And the Browns really, it's just, you know, who have they played to get those 3 wins? Who knows? Give me the Colts over the Browns on this one. I think the Browns just losing a very close one. I like the Colts here. Then Sunday Night Football, we got the Minnesota Vikings going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Look, the Vikings got their first win over the Texans. That's great. Dalvin Cook's a beast, but Russell Wilson looks like an early MVP candidate. And at Seattle, it might be a close one or it might be over by halftime. That's the feeling this game. To me, that's the type of feeling this game is. It's either Minnesota's going to keep it close or Seattle's just going to blow them dead out of the water by the third quarter. And it's just, all right, well, game's over. And in this situation, I am going to go with the Seahawks. They're riding hot right now. They are the leading division in the NFC West. And I just like the way they're playing right now. So I'm going to go Seattle over Minnesota. Then Monday Night Football. So the only news I got for this one, it might be moved to another city. I'm not sure yet. Nobody knows for sure. But for right now, it is in New Orleans. We'll see what happens within the next few days. But Monday Night Football, we got the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the New Orleans Saints. Look, the Chargers, they look like they got it right with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has been playing very exceptional well for a rookie. He's been doing everything he can. He's almost gotten a couple wins. He does have one win. And look, I'm going to go with the Saints on this one, however. I think Michael Thomas might be back, but even then, it's very hard to pick the Saints, to pick against the Saints at home. I think the Chargers do well, but I don't think it's going to be enough, even against New Orleans. I'm still going to go with New Orleans over the Los Angeles Chargers. And we'll see what happens there, but I think that's going to be a close game as well. But I think the Saints just squeak by a win, and you know they go to 3-2, and we'll see what happens here. So we'll go from there. Unfortunately, we are in the point of the season where it is bye week, and this week's teams are the Detroit Lions, who need a bye week, and the Green Bay Packers, who deserve a bye week. You know, the Lions, they're in a kind of in a rumble right now. Like, hey, do we let him go? Do we let Matt Patricia go? Do we keep him? Do we violate him the rest of the year? If you're going to do that, you would have done it soon. You would have done it sooner than right now. So I think Matt Patricia is safe up until the end of the year. And if they keep losing, however, then his tenure will probably be over. As far as the Packers go, look, they're riding hot. They're 4-0. Aaron Rodgers is trying to, you know, compete with Russell Wilson, Josh Allen for the MVP award. And the Packers just look really good right now. They look like they probably are the top team in the NFC. So, you know, that one team, you know, needs a bye week and another team deserves a bye week for how hot they started out the first 4 weeks. But that's going to do it for this show. This show will be posted later. So if you want to rewatch it or if you want to see who I picked, it'll be up there. And that's going to do it for me today. Do we have any questions? No? No comments, no nothing? All right, then. That's going to do it for me today. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Also, please subscribe to the GASN Sports YouTube page. It has some cool content with some cool people, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you that much. And as always, you can catch me here every Wednesday at 7. And every Tuesday at 7 with my brother when we do a Raiders show called the Silver and Bro Show. We just talk everything Raiders. So every Tuesday, 7 p.m., Raiders show. Every Wednesday, my weekly predictions. So we'll see how it goes this week, and hopefully everybody has a good week, and hopefully wish all the teams the best. So have a good night, everybody.